And we're back to another episode of the Let's Play PC Building Simulator, the IT expansion. I'm your host, the RPG guy. When we last left off, let's take a look here. We have some emails and some more work to do. Let's take a look. Thanks for the help. All the gear arrived, so now I can take my first steps in VR, but I still think it's a bit pointless. Like, I've seen 3D movies before. They're not that impressive, and VR is so expensive. I saw the bill for the headset. It's crazy. How is this supposed to save us money? Color me thoroughly skeptical. Well, say it, Sim. It's the way it goes. I won't bore you with the details, but I've now got a fully costed plan to build a new office on the moon. Told my manager right away. You should have seen the look on his face. Pure dead brilliant. Sure, it's expensive and practical and totally insane, but it doesn't matter. I'm off to hand the plans to the CEO right now. I'll finally get rid of this ridiculous project. It's been a wild ride, but thanks for the help. I'm not sure how to respond to that in any positive way. Okay, well, let's keep moving here. Only choking. The acid thing was a no-go because I realized it would dissolve the computer as well. But if the killer was a strangler, I have to stick to computer stuff because that's what my audience expects now. Do you reckon computer cables are good to strangle them with? Them braided ones seem strong. Can you put some in my PC so I can have a go? And I really want the killer to have a color scheme in case my book gets turned into a TV series. What do you think about orange? Do they do orange cables? Yes, they do. Overall, it's a pretty cool idea, right? Because some of the best killers ever were stranglers, like the Boston Strangler, the Hillside Strangler, and the band from the 70s, the one who did the song about Golden Peaches, which is weird because they're like 4 people, but they never got caught. Probably because they didn't have a color scheme. Sure, and let's, you know what, let's give this the good old-fashioned pounding. There we go. So she wants braided cables. That are orange? So we might actually have that, strangely enough. Braided orange cables. Ribbon braided plain orange. We have it. So that's good enough to get us started, but in the negative, this is one of those wonky large computers that are big for the sake of being big. So we're going to have to unplug all of this and then replug all of this back in. There's cables everywhere in this fucking thing. Okay, and then we'll probably put an orange coolant if we have it. She probably would want that. It wouldn't surprise me anyway. Oh, but let's check if we even have that. Orange coolant, I doubt it. Son of a bitch, we do. Okay. This actually will be done pretty quick here. That's as good as we can make it. Orange cables and all. Oh, the old man. Please describe the issue here. Very sorry, but I have a new problem. I was eating a biscuit near my computer, but I dropped a few crumbs and it was awfully worried they'd break something. So I went straight to the break room and washed it in the sink and it made a fizzing noise. It was only a quick splash, but now the silly thing won't turn on again. Now whenever I get out of the bath, I use talcum powder, so I put some of that on to help it dry. Just thought I'd mention because you might need to clean it out. Oh boy. Terribly sorry for any trouble caused. I'm not used to these modern computers. They're so fragile. Give me a pencil and paper any day. You keep saying that, dude, but really, I suspect you're a little more bonkers than that, my friend. So it's not booting up at all. It means it could literally be fucking anything. Start with the power supply. It is not the power supply. The motherboard is dead. And that's just to get started. At least this will force us to check pretty much everything else. B460 Tomahawk. Boom. We don't know if any of the drives are bad, but it wouldn't hurt to take them out anyway. Again, because we don't really know what's going on. So the drives are fine, so we'll put those back. It's the motherboard that's been completely destroyed. Okay. The motherboard we've got on order. It's in the cart, same day. All right, next we've got another fix. Pat Siegel. Okay, now my graphics card has gone missing. I need a new one from one of those two, I guess. While you're working on my PC, I just got a big dump of technical documentation from a vendor, but I don't have a good PDF reader installed. Have you got one you can install? Yeah, okay, I don't know what's going on here, but I need it to stop. Yes, interfering with my work. I'm trying to integrate a legacy database with one of our new products, and it's hard enough with without some joker stealing my GPU. And aren't these parts kind of expensive? If you don't know where they went, someone should probably look into it. I don't know where they went. I just got a big dump of technical document. He needs a PDF reader. Okay. So that's simple enough. PDF reader and a replacement video card. Within the $250 range, it sounds like. Oh yeah, we can't do anything with his. So let's look at video cards for about $150 to $250. He doesn't have... Okay, he does have a pretty good power supply. So his budget's $250. So we can't go too high in the budget here. So definitely want to go with at least a 4 gig. So we'll go with this guy right here. Boom. Okay, he's pretty much good to go. All right, Eganrow, Ogenrow, whatever. Need you to uninstall all the games and get Typo, Sellout, and PDF Reader on there installed. And I know it's a bit cheeky, but I'm trying to print off the IT support, an IT support quick reference guide, and the printer keeps getting stuck on spooling. Can you take a look? Okay. I made a bit of drama up here in finance. The guy who asked for the 4K upgrade got caught playing SBGO during office hours, so he's got to remove all his games. Ha ha ha, gutted. I told him I'd do it for him, no problem. I even offered to waive my usual 5% technical consultancy fee. You can't put a price on customer loyalty. Speaking of which, oh my god. Speaking of which, any chance I can get some a mate's rate from you? I have been passing quite a few jobs your way, so a discount seems fair. No pressure, just saying. No, because you could have done it yourself and saved me the trouble. So go fuck yourself, bro. Typo, Sellout, and PDF Reader installed. Yeah, fuck this guy. Sorry, that's not how it works, mate. Because my time is more valuable, and you would... than this. I don't know why I'm doing this. Something broken? Nothing. Everything looks okay. Probably put that back on. Okay, first things first. Remove. 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 What did he need to put on? Typo, PDF reader, and sellout. So, typo, document, and sellout. This is done. All right, so let's go ahead and order our parts at this point. Doesn't seem like there's anything else. So here we need the graphics card. He wanted something installed. A good PDF reader. I think that was it. Okay, that should make him happy. Kind of a nice short day when you think about it. Motherboard. We gotta get all of his shit back in here. Just to make sure there's nothing else. We blew it out, so I'm pretty sure that there's really not much else here. All right. That was a pretty quick run of a day of work, so to speak, considering one of them looked like it was going to be pages long. It ended up being really short. Let's see how we did. For the cables, they look well strong, and the orange is great too. Maybe I could call the villain the Orange Killer or the Satsuminator, whatever. So that worked out, and we didn't have to buy anything. Please enter any feedback here. Clean as a whistle. I'll be sure to do the same if I get it dirty again. Thank you. Thanks, Doc. I can finally get on with this interrogation. Yippee! Shame about the games, but it was a bit cheeky to be doing that in work hours. Now I just need to find some place to pin this quick reference guide up in my cubicle. All right, so that's pretty much it. Everybody's happy, squared away. Let's make it a brand new day. Oh. Live. All right. Oh no. Oh no, it's another build. Okay, let's take a look here. Well, actually, I think the more efficient way is to do that. Okay. Disappointed, God, no. The new website project is going brilliantly so well. Can't wait for you to see it. Ha! No way back to work. Busy, 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 busy. Oh, boy. I hope I never have to hear about Hyperreach ever again. I pretty much spent the first hour of my lunch party waiting for NT to notice me. But I kept getting stuck in boring conversation like, get out of my face, Keith. I'm trying to look cute and approachable. Even I gave up waiting and just went over and was like, hi. And they were like, oh, hi. But in a really cute way. I played it cool, introduced myself, etc. And then I was like, oh, by the way, I made something special for the occasion. And I showed them the heart necklace I made. I thought I was super smooth about it. But I guess not. Because they just shoved it back in my hand and ran off. Can't believe I thought someone like them would be interested in me. Ugh. You're weak. You're weak. Alright, getting... I'm a monster. Brady thinks he can steal Bali from under my nose, does he? Not a chance. Can you give me a copy of Mookshot CC? I've got an idea. For FYI, you might have to update my GPU and RAM to meet the recommended specs. Is that okay? We'll need the printer as well, but I think it's jammed again or something stupid thing. Brady locked me out of the damn building just to get ahead. There's no reason with someone like him. No reasoning with someone like him. If I want to win the trip to Bali, I have to fight fire with fire. See, every week we have to send printouts of our sales figures up to management for review. Our boss always asks me to do the printouts. So if I adjust sales figures in Mugshot and swap out the printouts, I can change Brady's numbers to whatever I want. Oh, you're such a bitch. And he is too. You're both fucking horrible people. Steph. So these are fucking the worst fucking people. Okay, so we need to figure out what we need to run Mugshot at the recommended settings. So we'll boot this up. Will it run? We also wanted something. Oh, Mugshot CC. And then we should be okay with that, but we need to see Mugshot rec specs and figure out why it won't run. Mugshot CC rec specs. Okay, this is a fucking disaster. 1070 Ti 8 gig and another 8 gigs of memory. What's in here? So Sheen Titan. So let's go into here. Sheen Titan 8 gig. So the memory's in there. And then we need to do 1070 Ti 8 gig, which the cheapest is going to be this 1070 Founders. And that should be everything that's necessary, running us at about 590. So what's the budget? A lot more than that, but we should be okay at the recommended specs. So good for us. All right. Next. The mastermind, Royce O'Leary. My investigation into the missing money is going great. Just figured out Craig from computational geometry is involved. I got a hold of his computer. Would you uninstall his database software now? That should take the wind out of his sails. You'll need to repair his CPU fan too while you're in there. It's clogged up and kicked the bucket because of the dust, but that was part of the plan. Rigged one of the office vacuum cleaners to blow instead of sucking them. Poof, computer goes over to you and we're in business. Bit of work for you to clean it all up, but sure look at it. Sure look it. What can you do? Can't very well solve crime without getting a bit of dirt, getting a bit dirty. Everyone knows that. Craig's obviously the numbers guy. Maybe even the mastermind of the whole plot. Fair play. He hides it well. Guy seems thick as a plank if you try talking to him about anything other than algorithms, but that's exactly the skill set you need to steal big money from a tech firm, eh? Sorry again about the dust. My original plan was to distract him with an important-looking memo. Had it all written and printed, but we started using this proxy cheap printer ink a month or two ago. The damn stuff smudges like nobody's business. Okay, well, alright, so clearly we got to clean this out. This thing's broken, so Jam Max C40. So probably just go into this and type C40. There it be. And then we can do the rest of what he wants after the fact. Now who's this? Oh no. Not Guy Realman. You have to help us. It's an emergency. I was playing Heart of Stone on the PC in the break room and we lost it to some noob, and then I might have accidentally hit the PC with my foot really hard. Now it doesn't work at all and we don't want to get told off, so I'm sending it to you. That's your job, right? Also, can you put more RAM it has in it so it has like 16 gigabytes? That would be sweet. By the way, what's your favorite Heart of Stone loadout? Mine is a super aggro meat deck with a high raw lord and a stack of brisketeers. Let's go. Information that other receptionist Quentin said he is onto us, but don't know what that means. What he means. Don't listen to anything he says, okay? So we don't know what's wrong with this guy, but he wants more RAM, which he wants 16 gigs. What's the... It's $400. Okay, so it's not turning on. I'll just buy him a 16 gig stick. This crummy 8 gigger in there. Or we just buy a second one of those, but let's take a look. Okay, Hydro PTM 550W. Shop Hydro. PTM550W. And really, if we want to get some free memory out of this, which, how are we doing in memory? Doing okay, but he has the budget. He wants 16 gigs, huh? Memory, 16 gigs. Let's go like 3,200 maybe. Boom. Right, because his budget's pretty high for just this little bit of work that needs to be done. 400. Oh no, it's only 400. Okay, let me take a look at what we've got on file for him in order process. Okay, so yeah, that's still within reason, and we get a free piece of memory out of it. So that's how I look at it. Yoink. Okay. And then we've got what clearly is a build. So let's just take a look at it before we do anything. Fear 5 Faux Fun. Sorry, we need a PC for this stupid new project. Are you free to put something together? It needs to have all the major games. Heart of Stone, Strike Back Go, Fort Fight Soccer, and Fall Guys. We probably need data mine as well now that I think about it. This is all because Ira wants to launch a new community play initiative where we go head-to-head with Irritech customers. Get spending hours on the phone with tech support. Jump into Strike Back Go and take out your frustration on a real Irritech employee. I play games to get away from our customers. People online are scary enough when they don't know where you work. Okay, so this one's pretty clear. We got to find out what's the highest requirement, but at $1,200, we can kind of just build something pretty moderate. Let's go with this guy. Power supply. Don't need anything too crazy, but we'll take the 650 here. Yeah, 650 would be enough. Storage can be that. Processor, Ryzen, a decent Ryzen will do. So we can go with this guy at 200. Might be spending a little much there, but it'll be fine. $10 there. Motherboard, that'll do. Memory, probably want 8 gigabytes. You know, yeah, we probably want 8 gig. So we'll look at this for now. Boom. So how much have we spent? Let's see. 260, 290, 300, 410, 410, 470, 530, something like that. No, 515 ish. So we're at 515. So what does that mean for us? Is that we can spend up to about 1,000? That can't be right. Yeah, we can. We can spend about no, not 1,000. We have about 500 plus that we can spend. So let's go with an 8 gig card. Boom. And that should fit. That should work out. Okay. Now let's go ahead and put this guy just right here. And let's assemble. Storage. Graphics. Processor. Memory. And the boot. All right, let's see here. It wants all the games. Part of me thinks there's more to it than that, but let's take a look. Oh, data mine. Okay, so technically this is done, though. I think there's going to be an issue because it may not run data mine properly. So there's a chance that we have to fix that, but we'll see. Power supply, this guy. No bootable, no boot device. What the fuck? They break our hard drive. They luckily have one on us. Let's see if they'll take it. It is inferior. Okay, it's still broken. Probably got to use the actual type. Storage. So it's a T-Force Delta 250. It's a Delta 250. Boom. A little more than I wanted to spend. But whatever. Sometimes you just don't know till you have to deal with it. Storage, boom. I think we replaced the memory. All right. Not you. If you've got 16 gigs in it, that would be sweet. I don't want to put anything else on it. Part of me feels like we need to put Heart of Stone on it, but we'll leave it as is. We'll save, of course, but it could be something that simple. Replace air cooler, uninstall data mine. Let's clean this out. I think this is good. So it needed more memory and a video card. And then all right, so that should be pretty much done. Once we assemble this back together, remove, will it run? Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, what? Hold on, did I put the wrong video card in? It is mugshot, right? Yeah, mugshot CC, recommended specs. I might have put in the wrong video card. Bought the wrong video card. It's got a 1070 Ti in it. It's a 1070, not a Ti. Son of a bitch. And it, look, you know what? It's kind of the fault of the game in a way. It still put the regular 1070s in there. Okay, well we'll put that in somewhere where we can. Here's clearly a TI. All right. That's a little frustrating, but we'll find a use for that card. That's not a very powerful card either, so it's definitely like upper middle tier, so definitely if somebody wants an upgrade, we can try to go cheaper when they say, hey, get it to this number, 8,000. Okay, well, we'll get a cheaper power, good power supply instead of buy a powerful video card. And see if we can bust it up to like the 8,000 off of that. Okay, now it's happy. There we go. Save our game. Mistakes have been made, but it happens. Yes, just need to change a few numbers, and suddenly Brady's sales figures are looking very low. Gee, I wonder what happened. What a dick. Thanks a million for your help so far, and now I know who's involved. I can really start to turn the screws on them. We'll likely get a confession any day now. Yeah, I'm sure you will. Wait, what? I thought we did install that for her. I could have sworn we installed that for her. We'll come back to Phoebes and figure out what happened. If it's data mine, that's it, you know? It's like, wait, what? I thought we put data mine on there. Did we put mugshot CC? No, we put data mine, but you know what? I bet that computer can't run data mine. And that's the problem. I knew that was going to be a fucking issue. All right, really quick, let's just turn everybody else's crap in. Okay, so Brady, Roizen was good. Guy Realman. New PC is legit. Wow, we did it right at exactly 400. The cool adult stuff we do. Really just scratch my back, I scratch yours. Yeah, sure. All right, hold on. There's clearly something wrong here. Let's figure it out and see if there's something we can fix it with. We actually have, I think, a better video card option. So, will it run? I bet you it doesn't run data mine. It does not. Needs bigger, more storage. Okay. Actually, everything else is perfect. But I could throw in a 1070 Ti. Well, there's no, that doesn't really help me at this point. Because there's already a video card in there. Boom. That should do it. With what's in there. Oh, maybe not. Okay. There we go. Luckily, we had that on us. It's always something. There we go. Thanks. Now I just need to hide under my desk until the whole community play initiative collapses in on us. Yay. What a weirdo. What a psych. I'm not making fun of people with anxiety, but I am one of those people that's like, if you have anxiety issues, you need to seek help. And there are people who will graciously help you. That's part of my little psychology minor thing. It's like when I studied psychology in college, I got a minor in it. I learned a lot about, like, most people with anxiety just don't deal with it. And so now companies and stuff are conforming to make it more pleasant for them and spending lots of money, time, and resources to do it. And they're still not helped. And it's still not helping them. So, especially in customer-oriented businesses. And so now they're at a point where it's like, well, there's nothing more we can do. Yet people still want us to bend over backwards to do this stuff. And the reality of it is they just need to stop doing it. And those people with the anxiety issues need to be helped. And I do mean that. It's like they do need to go to counseling and therapy and be put on regimens that will actually help them instead of coddle. Because there is a new kind of like hipsterish kind of psychiatry practice going on where people are like they're not getting the help they need. And it's not cleared by like the psychiatric board institute of whatever, but they're trying it anyway. And I guess you gotta give people credit for trying it. But I swear it's like they make it sound like it's actually working when I met a couple of people who've been fired from their jobs because it wasn't working. I know it's harsh to say that, but it is a thing where it's like you got to be careful who your psychiatrist, psychologist people are. Because it's one thing to practice experimental stuff. It's another thing to practice that on people who expect results. They expect results. They don't expect to have to deal with, somebody who's having a meltdown at work while they're supposed to be working. Must have missed one somewhere. There we go. It's usually always 18. So we'll buy that for $6,000. Just all that showed up the first day were the Vidya cards. So we can't really do much. We could work on some projects. We don't have any. We have no storage. We have no power supplies. We're sitting on a pretty large amount of Vidya cards, video cards. We've got some crummy ones too. Wow, we've got this 1050X and this 960 as well, and this one's abysmal too. So, got some Cleveland steamers. We got a 3090 though. That's really nice. So it kind of pays off in that regard. What is not terrible down here? The 2060 I think we've had. I don't know. Do we have another 2060 somewhere? No, we have. Okay, maybe that must be new. And then we have a 1080 8 gig. We have a 1070. No other 1080s. So yeah, I don't know. It was these three are pretty weak. And with our current processor loadout, I'm reluctant to just do anything with it. Though we have we have a Threadripper. We've got a 10-core i9 that we can't put in anything right now. We have this big i7 here. So part of me is wondering, in memory, we don't have anything too crazy in memory, but we do have these 8 gigs worth at high speeds. So all we're missing is 2 power supplies and 2 storage drives, and easily we're missing this, because this isn't even socketed for certain processors. So we'd have to get ones that fit those. Do we have any big ends here? I don't think so. Coffee Lakes. There's a LGA 2066 there, so there's one. Do we have a second one by any chance? Probably not. There's a TR4 Threadripper, so we just don't have the cooler unit. Okay, so we have a Threadripper. So let's make some of this happen here. What do we need? Well, first of all, we need cases. And we need to make sure that the PSU and the GPU are pretty sizable. So This will be, strangely enough, that'll be good. So we'll need 2 of these. Power supplies are going to be beefy, so we're going to go with 2 of these. So we're investing quite a bit here. And then I'm hoping they'll run off of 2 of these. Oh, heatsink for the Threadripper. Nothing major because we don't have a size here. 160, 155. That'll probably work. Do we have anything smaller? That thing's massive. 140. That's 170 though. I don't want to spend that much. Go with that. All right. Let's get these 2 guys worked on. So these are going to be some big. We're aiming for strength, a little bit of strength, but not in the RAM department. So this will be the weaker of the 2, I think. And so that would probably going to be the Threadripper. Just because it's a 8 slot versus what the other one was. Well, let me look at the processor really quick. We were looking at this. That's 8 cores. We have another one too. That's 18 cores, which is a little much for the. We're not that all that powerful, but we can put this guy in to get us started. We'll put in the 3200. Sorry if I'm not sorry about the tangent I went on earlier, but what I am saying is it's something that a lot of people who are into mental health and stuff don't think about. And it's like, sometimes you're doing more damage than you're doing good, and you're trying to do good. And that's what's frustrating from my standpoint is you're trying, a lot of people out there are trying to do a really good job, but at the end of the day, you're not necessarily, you're kind of making things worse in the long run. And I think people who have who have really bad anxiety issues, they need to be prepared for the outside world better. And they're not. They're being overly coddled and they're not, and then what happens is they bump into somebody who's a giant asshole in real life and they don't know how to handle it. And they just, it's devastating to them. And that's not fair to them because the people who were supposed to be helping them didn't really help them. They kind of played on their feelings in a way to make a quick buck. And that's where I get upset. And there are a handful of people I know who have anxiety issues who seek real help and aren't getting it because of people like that. It's a shitty deal at the end of the day. It really is just a shitty deal. All right, let's keep working here. Enough of my personal beliefs. And especially, just to add one more, especially in an age where, like, mental health, like, we're seeing mental health problems, like where is it? There it is. We're seeing mental health issues, like, run rampant right now, and we need people to be more thoughtful of that. Because they clearly are not understanding the real problems that I think are out there. All right. Let's get that in first. But yeah, complicated stuff. Not something that can just easily be and quickly be discussed here, but it's something worth talking somewhat about. We're going to put this giant in there. The memory. Now, to be fair, we are putting this big hunker in there, and I'm wondering if we should really just go big or go home. Get us some serious cash. Let's just do it. Against my better judgment. We are putting one of the best cards out there in there. in a way, so it makes sense to put the best processor. Okay, that's what I thought was gonna happen. All right. Well, if you would have thought it, bro, you wouldn't have fucking put it in there. That's very, very true. Anywho, I'm not gonna have some kind of debate with anybody on the issue. I've wasted countless hours debating people who've not even looked up the information. Most of them just saying from personal experience. It's like, it's not a personal experience issue, you idiot. It's a frickin' this is the problem issue, and you have to address it as such. Oops, what is the number? There's so many people who are quick to just say what they know something because they read it somewhere versus actually being forced to study the frickin' issue, which I have been. I had to write like 2 papers on it too. So again, that's kind of the reason why it's not worth arguing with anybody. So many people are quick to argue things that are anecdotal at best versus like actual research papers and quoting actual studies, not quoting a news article that quotes a study, because they can't quote for shit. 90% of the time they just make it up and then don't give you the actual rest of the information. It's like, oh, well, okay, so these were the factors this study was done, and the conclusion of the study dictates that they actually disagree with the results because they didn't do the study right. That actually happens, where a study will happen and it doesn't get reciprocated because other people attempted the same study and they got different results. So there's some interesting things when that happens. And I remember a friend of mine arguing semantics with me some years ago. We're not going to be able to go as big on this one. He was arguing semantics with me, and I said, well, what's the study? And he showed me a Vox article, and I just death stare at him, and I go, okay, where do they cite the article in the study? And he goes, yes, they do. And he shows me the article, and I read the article, and I go to this actual study that was cited, and I show him, I said, look, they didn't even fucking read this thing. And I read for him the part that dismantled the argument. It's like, they didn't even read it. They just read what the study was about, and they read the conclusion, but they only read like the first paragraph of the conclusion. It's like, you read the thesis and you read the first paragraph, but you didn't read the entirety of the conclusion, so you don't understand what they're talking about. They were saying that, yeah, we got these results, and so far it looks like we're working in the right direction. The very next paragraph was, however, there are variables that we did not account for which require us to actually redo the entire study from the beginning. Pretty much, because they didn't account for, like, I think one was genetics. They didn't account for family history, which is a big issue. It's like, how do you not account for family history if you're going to try and help either prevent, genetic mental illness, or you're going to help people with currently existing? And then they didn't do a big enough study. What is it called? Now I can't think of it. Ooh, wow, 18433, nice. They didn't do a big enough sample of people that they were trying it out with, and they admitted to all this, which means that the people who did the study did it right. They were honest about it too. They were straight up honest about what the results were. The people reporting on it were either A, dishonest, or B, stupid. Take your pick. I don't remember removing these. Now I might have to get that other computer back down here. But yeah. So, and I'm more inclined to think that the people reporting on it were stupid. Their sample size was not enough. They didn't have enough people to get a coherent sample size. So that's what infuriates me. Is like people basing their information off of reporters rather than looking up the information themselves and coming to their own conclusions. I guess the defense of a news article is it gives you a starting point, but I would take anything they write with a grain of salt, because most of the time they don't even read them themselves. They talk to one person who worked on the project, don't ask the right questions, and then they wonder why people don't trust their results. Anyway, I'm done rambling. So yeah, I'm sure half of you have muted me at that point because you just want to see these cool rigs get built. So with that said, thanks for stopping by, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/JectorStudios for more live gaming action. Because when we come back, we're going to work on these projects here, get these out the door, and then all of those are going to get sold off in a big sell-off. And we've been waiting quite a while for a big sell-off recently, so that'll be really cool. So anywho, thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll see you guys next time.